We're back again. This time we're going to be concluding the Money Game trilogy with Money Game Part 3. This one had a bigger gap in the whole setup. You had Part 1 was 2019, Part 2 in 2020, and if I remember correctly, this is 2023.
Nice.
So a little more space, a little more time to create. We'll see how the theme carries on, shall we?
Let's.
Here we go. Piano this time.
Tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he
Jumping in before 19.
Whew.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't think he's taken a breath yet.
No, right?
I mean,
like,
probably, but it doesn't feel like it.
nuh-uh. That first set of ooh,
Yeah.
was really nice,
just
especially the last
bluesy.
one. Yeah. Really, really nice. I knew it was him under the bag. I knew it.
I mean, a continuation of that motif, right? The captive, the victim, the tortured, but also the idea that the victim and the oppressor are the same, right? That
Yeah.
participation in this game.
Yeah.
And the idea of the indoctrination into the game, born into that society, that need, that what I think in I think the last one you'd mentioned, part of it is you got to have that money. You got to have the money to survive, and the money means freedom, and it becomes a placeholder, right? Originally for gold or whatever.
Yeah.
A placeholder for our work. And, you know, in this case, it's more like it's a placeholder for power.
Yeah.
But so we'll jump back just a little bit and get back through his progression into adulthood.
By the way, he looks sharp in a suit.
Yeah, it's a good look. Red tie. Here we go, starting in at 3 minutes.
Equations at 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns that truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. "35, he gets a call. I'm sorry son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
When did his tie get loose? And at one point I was watching that bottle and it was like half full, then down to nothing, then half full again. Like, what? Oh God. That's such a common thing, is doing all this shit for the approval of one or both of your parents.
That's what I was thinking. He was progressing for that validation, and then when his father passed away, he lost that source of validation. Is when he spiraled. Mm-hmm. But but reaches for that same thing: success to fill the hole, money to fill the hole, excess.
Yeah.
Too much is never enough. And to kind of pivot on what I said earlier about, it's almost with him taking the hood off, now I would say it's more of him stepping into the narrator position, because you see everybody else is still hooded up, still tied up. Yeah, no matter where you're at, you're still in that game.
Yeah.
You're still trapped in it. Okay. Tattoos make me feel like he's being pushed by Nurse Joker.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40, and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
What do you think he's going to do?
I feel like this is leaning into turning the gun on himself. That's the sensation I get from the setup.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you pull the clip out, you've only got, if one is chambered, you've only got one shot.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's one chambered per se, but yeah. That would leave you with one shot left when you pull the clip.
Let's find out.
Everything is subject to change.
Oh.
We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
That shit gave me anxiety. Like, the first thing I thought of was Brandon Lee and The Crow. I was like, no,
Just
no.
of the prop malfunctions or the prop's not a prop situation.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
That's why the weapon master is so important. Yeah, I thought there was plenty of anxiety just in the implications of the scenes alone.
Yeah.
Like when he started to, load up the clip, I thought that was sort of a parallel with him making those points. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as he put the clip back in, I was like, well, there goes my thought on the thing. And then he sits back down and sort of waves around, but back.
Yeah, because when I first asked you that, I don't know, I had some sort of feeling that he was going to turn around to the
main
musicians,
character. Oh, okay.
Well, no, the musicians and shoot them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then when you said what you said, I was like, no, that was my second thought. And then he put the whole clip in. I was like, nope, he's totally going to kill him. Nope, he didn't kill anybody. Left it to that whole insinuation thing. Or no,
Yeah.
what did you say?
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I don't recall precisely.
insinuation, yeah. But the end of that, especially with I believe it was cellos and violins.
Yeah. Like a string quartet.
The first video, High Ren, it got me super emotional. Strings do that to me. They just, like, it got that whole feeling going with the, loading of the gun and the stringed instruments. And it's just like, what if the prop's not a prop? Like, I felt my eyes water. Mm-hmm. It's just like, dear God, please no.
I feel like even from, when he started, like when he makes these videos and the words that he puts together, everything is deliberate. Mm-hmm. Like, I was even thinking about the fact that he was sitting in a mobility chair, not a wheelchair. And that chair doesn't have the big wheels that you can get a hold of and move yourself around. Mm-hmm. It's got the small wheels on the back and the handles, and the only way to really function is with somebody else to move you around. So it was like sort of another representation of that loss, that, and because of what that character relied on and why they found their strength, there was no resilience.
Yeah.
Lost his source of validation, then went harder and lost his mobility, and it just ate into his self-worth until you get the end. All about putting a value in the wrong place.
Don't do it.
But we're all in the game, so to some degree, we do.
Yeah.
Like, we both work full time. We both are in this game of trading time for money, or to some degree, time for survival. And
yeah, the biggest chunk of your life you dedicate to that, so you have a few years at the end of it for yourself. And even then, nowadays, like, retirement's a joke.
Now that you've been squeezed out and used up, here you go. Enjoy your time. Yeah. That's the game. Yay.
Yay. Well, this has been depressing, but true.
Give us your take, folks. What do you think about this?
Yeah. It was depressing, but it was also beautiful. But yeah. Definitely want to hear what you guys have to think. So remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and keep making recommendations for Ren, because this one was a really good one. All three of them were great. This one was my favorite of them all, musically, I think.
Well, I mean, it was the full fruition of the whole thesis, the whole idea. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was a good end cap. Great trilogy. Each piece was great, but that was definitely a great end cap on that. So,
thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you next time.
Have a great one.